I remember getting Stinger from my dad and loving the box art. There were these 3 colorful ships with boxing gloves shooting lasers and hauling ass across what looked like the Great Pyramids of Giza. One thing that caught my eye were the coat hangers. Yeah, there were coat hangers with eyes racing past the ships, and I thought, what the hell? And come to find out, the entire game was you flying through a myriad of objects and creatures. Stinger was like flying through a flea market or thrift store and just shooting what was coming off the shelves. You shot at exercise equipment, coffee pots, records, TV sets, and the bosses were even stranger. You battled a giant slice of watermelon, a boombox, and a very pissed off looking faucet that blew bubbles at you. Stinger was very fast paced and the power-ups for your ships were amazing. The game overall was this silly, colorful shooter with unique enemies and catchy music. But all of that seemed to come to a halt at the very end of the game. You figure after shooting at some of the weirdest stuff they could throw at you, the final boss of the game was going to be from another dimension. But sadly, I think the developers ran out of steam or ideas or had a deadline, because when I got to the end of the final stage of Stinger, it was a big disappointment. The final stage of Stinger has you in outer space, and all of the enemies you encounter are miniature versions of bosses you'd previously fought. I thought that was a novel and cool idea, just kind of giving you a recap of what you've been through, but still making it fun and challenging. So when the screen stopped scrolling and all of the stars in the background disappeared, I hunkered down for a fight with what I was assuming was going to be a creature or thing that defied all logic and reason. Instead, I got this. What the hell? It's just a big-ass snake. I mean, don't get me wrong, giant snakes can be very intimidating and scary when done right, but I just blasted through a huge 3-eyed sun, and now I get this? The fight wasn't even that difficult. I just weaved around the screen, firing away until it was gone. And while I did save the professor and was titled with being the greatest Stinger of all time, I kind of felt like I got robbed a little at the end. But Stinger is a game I would absolutely recommend to anyone who loves shooters, but also keep in mind that Stinger is about the journey and not the destination at the very end.